have to travel. They're changing it a little bit. You're getting what? Bears have one less point or something like that. No fans in here. You still have to come to Minneapolis tonight in ABC. Chris Kirk and Maria will have it for you coming up at 7:30 Eastern Time. And, of course, Nebraska and Ohio State play at the top of the hour. So many of those Buckeyes who made the night in Lincoln last season embarrassing and miserable for the children of the corn. Guys like Jeff Okudah and Chase Young and J.K. Dobbins, they're gone. And you look at the Ohio State roster, nobody in the Big Ten returns fewer starters than the 10 that will start for the Buckeyes. But instead of questions with all the talent coming back, when you have Justin Fields, there's just a great big exclamation point surrounding your expectations.
Fields, the throw, steps up, deep down the field, he's got a receiver, touchdown Buckeyes!
Justin Fields does everything well, anything you could ask a quarterback to do, so I expect him to be tough to stop for anybody, and we're the first batter up.
He knows the offense so well. Looks like he doesn't even have to think about it.
He's looking for the big play downfield. If it's not there, he's able to get out of the pocket and extend plays. So we just have to be very disciplined, do our job, and everything else should take care of itself.
You're going to see an improved Justin Fields, a hungry Justin Fields, and, we're just ready to play somebody else.
Here comes the pressure, and he's sacked.
They have a stout defense. They lost a couple guys up front, but they're replacing them with solid football players, so we're going to have our hands full.
They make you move the ball down the field. They're not going to give you a lot of free stuff, and you're going to have to earn it.
Remember, a couple of years ago, though, Ohio State embarrassed Nebraska and Lincoln last year. A couple of years ago, the Huskers gave Ohio State a run. You're in the college football playoff era. You see the numbers that Ohio State's been able to put up. It's been really spectacular. And you see who the next closest competition is in the Big Ten, and it's not really been that much of a competition. They have been completely dominant. They won the college football playoff in the first year, haven't had any success yet, came very close against Clemson a year ago. Look, Nebraska is going to play tough, I'm sure, but the bigger picture is we just need to see a little evidence to show that the Buckeyes are in that Clemson and Alabama class international championship contender.
And I'm ready to put them there right now, and I haven't seen a down of football, and it's because of the guy we just highlighted, Justin Fields. In this day and age, it's not defense doesn't win championships anymore. I'm a defensive guy, so that hurts to say that, okay?
Reality.
But it's the reality. You have to have a quarterback that can get you 30, can get you 40, and can be dynamic. You start talking about Mac Jones has been one of the best quarterbacks in college football. You talk about now, let's talk about Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
You got to go tick for tack with them. So Justin Fields is the most equipped guy to do that. Last year, he was just getting started. I mean, he literally just got there and was figuring things out, and you saw the progression throughout the season. Now a whole offseason with more weapons.
Woo. Yeah, and that's the thing that I think is most exciting about him. When he came over from Georgia, he had incredible ability, but I think he had a chance to really grow with Ryan Day kind of holding his hand through that and game experience. And as David just said, you get to about that Penn State game and the rest of the year, and you were looking at a quarterback that was seeing things and doing things that you'd like to see as far as more than just his physical ability. This is a couple examples of what I'm talking about. Recognizing things. This is 4th and 5. He's got an opportunity with his inside receiver that if he goes out into like a bubble, if the DB, he's just keying on that DB. If the DB goes with him, or if he stays in, you got 6. Now we're going to throw it out. And you got 2-on-2 on the outside. Easy first down. If he stays wide with the receiver, he's got 5-on-5 for a quarterback draw. So he's recognizing things. It's not just predetermining. He sees the DB go out. 4th and 5, no problem. He's got the speed and the legs to go +1 and be a defensive nightmare. Here's another in the Big Ten Championship. They're down 14. Sees a too-high shell. Corners are up tight. He's got a blitz. He's got a lot going on. And at the snap of the ball, instead of them bringing 6, they drop the outside pass rushers and go to a 3-high. See a cover 3. So in the blink of an eye, he's thinking inside receiver. Now he's got a blitz up the middle in his face, and he throws a dime on 3rd and 9 right into the hands of Chris Olave. So a lot happened there. It's easy to see it when you're just watching a game. Hey, first down. But to understand what's going through his mind and how quickly he's able to adjust, that's the difference. And now you talk about an entire offseason. I talked to him this week, and he said, I spent so much time going to even another level, watching film with Ryan Day, picking up little things. So I can't wait to see that aspect of his game, the mind, the processing ability, and where he is.
I think we know what we're going to get from Justin Fields. And we see him line up. We know what he's going to bring to the offense. I want to see the supporting cast. Like yesterday, I did an interview with the local media, and they said, what about Joe Milton? I said, listen, I can't tell you how good this kid's going to be because I haven't seen him when the Bullets are live. Talk to me after the Minnesota game. That's the same way I feel about some of the supporting cast that Justin Fields has. J.K. Dobbins was a playmaker in the backfield, over 2,000 yards rushing, very reliable. Anytime things get heavy, Ryan Day knew he can dial up J.K. Dobbins and he would deliver. I'm not sure if they have that guy in the backfield or the guys on the perimeter who can make those plays yet. Justin Fields, hands down, we know we're going to get from number one. I need to see the supporting cast, what they're about this year.
I can tell you it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty frightening, actually.
Because listen,
it's scary.
I can't put them over there. Did you see, listen,
JK's
have you seen Alabama's receiving corps? They ain't got that in Columbus. I don't care how good people think they are. Those three they got.
Najee and Najee?
And Najee in the backfield, I don't think they got a Najee. So anyway, I can't just put them up there with Alabama because I've seen what Alabama has.
How dare you disrespect the Big Ten? How dare you disrespect the Big Ten?
I'm just saying, I need to see it.
Two things can be true. I wouldn't put them up there with the Alabama receiving corps, but the good news is they don't have to go against them. They go against the Alabama defense. And I do think that they're good enough to score some. I think they're at that level. Clemson.
Then we can talk about Ohio State's defense there.
Trey Sermon also.
And then talk about Alabama going against their defense.
Trey Sermon from Oklahoma comes over, Master Teague in the backfield.
Yeah.
But they got Chris Olave back, who's a dynamic playmaker. You got young freshmen coming. Garrett Wilson. Remember the catch he made against Clemson, number 5? I mean, they're loaded on the outside.
The wait-and-see spot is probably defensive line. We'll get
Yes,
a little peek of that. They got some young ones. We'll
fair.
see. But those dudes they lost last year.
those
changed
dudes.
You can't find them.
A lot more coming up on this game, including Herbie's conversation with Justin Fields that we're looking forward to hearing that. Though I've already heard a lot on it. I like to take a peek at things ahead of time. I like to open my Christmas presents early, I guess. Let's take a look at today's College Game Day signs brought to you by the Home Depot. When you lose the jug, you still have to live in Ann Arbor. They haven't won the jug, Minnesota, here in Minneapolis, and kept it here since the Carter administration, 1977. Oh, see, there are some people who he's anti-everybody. He's Go Knowles. Clifford plays here. Clifford, the Big Red Dog. Yeah, Sean Clifford, the quarterback for Penn State against Big Red Indiana. There's IU. Now, see, this confused me. Indiana, Penn State, and that looks like a little bit like Smokey. I don't know. It's a blue tick hound, a Tennessee dog. Love those game day signs. Appreciate all of you participating virtually as we bring in our buddy Pat McAfee now. And Pat, Big Ten's back. You have more opportunities to help the people with that big hammer of yours.
Oh, I am so happy the Big Ten is back, and I'm so thrilled that you guys are back in Minnesota. I heard it's 25 degrees over there. It's 75 degrees in this studio. I hope you're having a great time. Swing by Lake Minnetonka, maybe pull out a beluga sturgeon like I did one time. Let's get to the money-making, shall we? Last week, I went 1-2. That is not a great record, but I did beat Bear heads up, and that is what we are here for. Let's make some money today, and let's start.
All that matters.
Let's start in the Big Ten. Whenever you think Iowa, what do you think about? You probably think some corn. You might think some other things. What I think about this year is a team that before they even knew if the Big Ten was going to happen, before they even knew if the Big 12 was going to happen, Iowa and Nebraska said, we want to play football. Ferentz is going to have those boys rolling. There ain't nothing Purdue can do with or without Braum that's battling COVID. Hammer! Iowa -3.5 strictly because they love the football over there. Also, Mac Jones, this quarterback for Alabama. Now, Desmond Howard just talked about the weapons that they have on offense at wide receiver and also Najee Harris in the backfield. But Mac Jones, whenever you dive deeper into the analytics, which I'm a big stats guy, he only has 7 misses all season. He has more than 7 incompletions, but only 7 attributed to him. He's got weapons all over the place. It's going to be a rocky day in Rocky Top. Alabama -21.5. Go ahead and take 2 hammers on top of that thing, I think. Bear, you like where I'm at, right?
I don't take him as a big analytics and stats guy. I'm surprised he went that direction. But the only thing I'd worry about with that Alabama game is are they going to have the hangover off of the big win last week? But the Iowa-Purdue game is really interesting.
No, they're not going to have a hangover.
They're not going to have a hangover. What would they be? They've beaten them so easy the last few years.
Set him straight, Pat.
But these Alabama kids,
the Iowa pick
These kids these days, Bear, they don't have hangovers. They play video games, okay? They stay tight into their dorm rooms. They're not going out anywhere. That Alabama team knows